So, today's video is probably not going to be super long, but I do really want to talk about this and maybe start a conversation with you guys. Today, we're going to be talking about drones after death, or gameplay after death, however you want to call it, and give you my personal opinion about it, and maybe discuss some possible changes that they can make, because even though they did take it out of the test server, there's a good chance that they are going to reintroduce it at a later stage, so I feel like it's still worth talking about, even though it was taken out for the time being. Also, because it got taken out and the test server is kind of dead at the moment, I sadly don't have any gameplay of it, so I guess the live build will have to do. If after watching this video you have anything to add to the conversation, I stream on Twitch, so feel free to jump into my chat, the link is in the description, and if you're interested, we can have a conversation about it live. But before I get into this, keep in mind that this is coming from the perspective of a ranked/unranked player and not a competitive one. I never participated in any sort of league for Siege, so if you are a competitive player and you have a completely different opinion than me and you think I am wrong or misinformed, please let me know in the comments or in my chat and I will be more than happy to hear you out. If you don't know what droning after death is, it was basically a system that after you die in a round of Siege, the game will let you use drones and your gadgets as if you were alive. So what this essentially means is that if you are on attack, you can drive your drone around, and on defense, if you have a gadget that you can control after you deploy it, like a Maestro Evil Eye or an Echo Yokai drone, after you die, you can still zap and concuss people. That's basically what it was in a nutshell. This was introduced with the new season, Operation North Star, but they didn't have the intention to push it to the live build with the new season. It was actually planned just to be on the test server for now. Like I said at the beginning of the video, they did end up taking it out of the test server after receiving people's feedback. And I do want to say that I am really happy to see them use the test server to actually test changes and be willing to revert them. After they refused to adjust the yellow ping that was introduced back in Operation Shadow Legacy, I think like 9 months ago, I was honestly kind of surprised that they reverted this one, even though it was on the test server and it's only temporary. I don't want to speak for everybody, but a lot of people that I follow on social media expressed a really negative opinion about the yellow ping, but the developers stood their ground and ended up, to my knowledge anyway, not making any changes. So for me, this was really unexpected, but that's besides the point. Droning after death is the biggest change that they have introduced to Siege by far. It can fundamentally change the way we play Siege, and I understand why people disliked it, because we have been playing the game like it's played today for the past 6 years, and when people are used to something being the same for so long, they are more reluctant to changes like this. And again, I don't want to speak for the entire Siege community, this video is just my opinion at the end of the day, but the reason I personally dislike this change is because of the way it was implemented. In the past, I have disagreed with some changes that they have introduced, like the yellow ping I mentioned earlier, for example, being one of them, but drones after death is the first change that I strongly dislike. And I'm going to explain to you why. I am a firm believer that if you die in a competitive video game, whether that's because you made a mistake, you lost a gunfight, you were unlucky, whatever it is, if you die, I expect the game not to let you influence the round any further, because you're dead. Imagine you are on defense and you find yourself in a 1 versus 1 situation. You would not only have to worry about the last remaining attacker, but you would also have to worry about the 4 other players that your team already eliminated, because they're going to be using their drones to hunt you down, and once they do find you, they're going to be red pinging you, relaying that information to the last remaining attacker, and you're going to be at a significant disadvantage. I can't imagine anyone being thrilled that they lost a gunfight or even a whole clutch because of drones from already dead players. Now imagine you are on the opposing team, imagine you are attacking, right, and they have a Maestro and an Echo, they run out, they spawn ping, they do whatever, but like basically they die very early in the round. And then you go to hard breach a wall and there is an Evil Eye in the corner of the room that maybe you did not see at first. And when you go to open up the wall with, I don't know, Termite's exothermic charge for example, Maestro zaps it and destroys it, which is a huge win for the defensive team, because that means that one less reinforced wall is going to get opened up while he's dead. Or maybe there's like 5 seconds left on the clock and you want to go for a plant, and then Echo uses his drone to concuss you and stop the plant and wins the round for his team. Again, while he's dead. Now, what I'm about to say might sound stupid, and I understand if people strongly disagree with me on this one, but these changes really remind me of Mercy and Sage's resurrection abilities from Overwatch and Valorant. Not because they get brought back from the dead, because I am well aware that that obviously does not happen in Siege, but these kind of changes give off the same vibe where it's like, hey, you made a mistake, you got yourself killed, here's a pass, here's how you can still make up for it and still win the round for your team, especially on defense with Maestro and Deco. Nobody picks Maestro and Deco because they're good fraggers, they pick them because of their gadgets, and if they can still use them after they die, then what's the point of killing them in the first place? I honestly do not know what they can change about this, because I feel like you can either drone after you die, or you can't. Like, I feel like there's not a lot you can do in between to change this. While writing this video, the only changes I could think of was either giving drones sort of like a battery where they can only last a certain amount of time, after which they will become unusable, sort of like what happens after a couple of seconds when a defender drone gets taken outside, and not letting Maestro and Echo drones zap things and concuss players respectively. I'm sure there are other possible changes that they can introduce to the system, but like as far as what I can think of, I do not know what else they can do. They said that they introduced these changes to help reduce the downtime players experience, which I think is a good idea, but I feel like this is the wrong way of going about things. But yeah, what do you guys think about this? Do you like Drone After Death? Do you not like it? And if you don't like it, what would you change about it? Let me know either in the comments below, or if you have anything to add to this conversation, jump into my Twitch chat, the link is in the description down below. I would love to talk about this live with you guys. I hope this video made some sort of sense, that I wasn't just waffling for like 5 minutes straight. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new, subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss any future videos. But with that said, thank you so much for watching, have a nice day, stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next one.